You have to kind of question to yourself, why? Where do these expectations come from? These expectations to particularly look perfect, to look like Chad, to look like somebody you're not, to think that the reason why you're not getting the love and the connection that you deserve within these sorts of social dynamics from a very young age, maybe from high school, to think, where is this coming from? And then to think, oh, maybe this is just coming from the fact I don't look good. Your mind is being rational in the sense that it's trying to find a reason for why things are so messed up. Your mind is just trying to find a reason as to why you're not okay. And I'm not here to gaslight you and to say that looks don't matter at all. But also I'm not here just to say that looks matter, because the situation is far more complex than that. And that's the beauty of understanding this, is that things that look pretty from the outside may not actually be so pretty from the inside. And what do I mean by this? We live in a vapid culture. We live in a vapid society. I talked about in my last video how I grew up in a vapid community, but this is not just like a once in a lifetime sort of, unique, peculiar scenario type of thing. No, this is something that we're all going through as a freaking generation, as a human race living on the planet in this era. Forget generation. I'm talking about being a human race living on the planet in this era during the technological times, aka the most disconnected but technologically advanced and connected age. Of course, when you're in high school, this is when it all begins, right? This is when it all begins. It begins in high school, when you're a teenager, in other words. You realize the world is effed, right? That's what you realize. Process your feelings with the cleansing card come through and face your fears. It can be really hard to figure out what is going on for the truth of the matter and the nuance of the matter as well. People, like our brains are very survival based. They want to cling on to sorts of dogmatic ideals where it's just black and white thinking. We want a clear-cut answer. We want the answer to be an answer. But what if human language in and of itself isn't, infinite enough to display exactly what it is that's going on? Human language, it's not that it's not viable, but it's limited. It's extremely limited. Of course, our language, our ideas, we just want a simple 2 + 2 = 4 type of an answer. But the truth of the matter is there's no getting this answer because it doesn't exist. You guys might not believe me when I say that the answer is not black and white. It's never going to be 2 + 2 = 4. It's never going to be simple. It's never going to be women have it easier than men or men have it easier than women. It's going to be far more nuanced and complex than that. It's not going to be this Eastern culture has it better and their traditional values are better versus Western culture is screwed. That's not what this is. It's also not the fact that Eastern culture has it worse because they have traditional ideas and Western culture has it better because they don't. It's also not this. I'm laughing because of the absurdity and the ridiculousness that it is to be human. But particularly speaking about the Western culture, if you will, it starts in high school. And of course, you're going to look to the popular kids because they may be pretty, they may be whatever it is. They may have a lot of Instagram effing likes, right? They may have this. And it may seem like everything you're missing, but really you look for that. You look towards that because you think that they are doing something better than you. You think that they have something more than you, which is human connection. That's where this BS, social dynamics stem from in high school. It's just the want to have human connection. That's why let me speak for myself. I was depressed, loser, loner in high school, right? But I wanted to be popular, in quotes. I did. And, to this day, I hold anger from it, right? Not being popular, but just dealing with people in my high school. Like, they weren't the sweetest, most, gracious of people, if you will. They were very vapid as well. But the thing to understand here is that I looked towards them thinking that they had something more than me, thinking that they had that connection that I so desperately, yearningly longed for, as I should, because I didn't receive it on a basic human fundamental level. And oh gosh, I am sorry if it made me a little stir crazy, the fact that I haven't really, connected with anybody for real. I'm not a sociopath. This is the nature of our culture. You are not alone for feeling alone, man or woman watching this video. And this is what I need you guys to understand. There's something about the human experience that can connect us all. This is an extreme example, but let's say somebody's diagnosed with a sickness. You can feel empathy, you can feel compassion for them without having to be their same race, their same gender. Just that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be here in 3 months because I have terminal illness. We can all conceptually feel something for that. There's something that is connecting us disconnected humans, and I will do everything it takes to try to find it on this channel so we can at least get the idea of feeling less alone in our pain and suffering. This isn't, World War II. We're not all dying on the battlefield together. But we are slowly mentally suffering off the field in our towers, apart. That's what the nature of living in this society is. And I am so gosh dang sorry if my examples are too gosh dang dramatic, but I just want to drive a point home. You are not alone for feeling alone. And for feeling very inadequate about what you look like. It's because we correlate good looks with the connection that we're missing in other human beings that we are so deserved from a young age. But it's not necessarily our faults, because the vulnerability and the level of connection that we look for others, we may not even be able to give to ourselves or give to others. This is deeply ingrained in our culture now, disconnection. And it's okay, because it's not okay. Or maybe it's not even okay. But we have to stick to truth. We have to find relevance and meaning in all of this. Or maybe we don't. But you might as well.